Nathan Cox here. I'm going to talk about how to remove a toilet. Now, people don't remove toilets just for the fun of it, so there's typically two reasons why you're going to take one out. One, the wax ring is leaking for whatever reason, so you need to take it up to put a new seal there. Or two, you're just going to change out the toilet altogether. In this bathroom here, I'm going to be changing the floor, so that's why this toilet's going to leave. So I'm not going to put it back right away, but I'm going to show you the few basic steps on how to get this thing out, and a couple of tricks on how to do it right. To save time, I've already loosened the bolts at the bottom. You'll have two caps, one on each side of the toilet. So pop those off, undo the nuts off of those so there's just the bolts sticking through. Also, you're going to have the supply line, which is on this side of the toilet over here. I've already disconnected it also. So make sure the shut-off valve is off all the way. Disconnect that supply line, and then we're ready for the real thing. Now that the supply line is disconnected, no more water is going to come into the toilets, but you still have the bowl full of water and the tank full of water. So let's take care of these problems one at a time. Go ahead and flush the toilet, but hold your hand on the lever so the flapper stays up and then the tank can empty out as far as it does. Now there's always a little bit of water left over down underneath there, but that's all it's going to drain out naturally without me having to stick something in there to pull it out. So the tank is about as empty as it can be. But if you notice, the bowl's full again. It flushed and filled back up. So now we have that problem. Simple fix. Now this happens just to be a small bathroom trash can. Find whatever you got around the house, whether you have a small mop bucket, a small trash can, a large Tupperware bowl, something to hold almost a gallon of water. Dump it into the bowl, and there you go. Now that's been flushed, there's almost no water down there. That was easy. Now 90% of the water is now out of the toilet. Now here comes the grunt part. Now you just got to lift this puppy up and take it on out. So first you want to, I find it easiest to straddle the toilet and right here behind the toilet seat, grab with both hands and kind of wiggle it back and forth a little bit because you want to break that seal loose. You don't want to just yank this thing off because sometimes it'll stick and then you'll yank and roll it on over. If this thing rolls over, you're probably going to break it. So kind of wiggle it back and forth, break the seals. There we go. Now go ahead and lift it straight up and set it to the side. Alright, now that that's set to the side, we can lift it up and take it out of here. Now let me give you guys a tip on doing that also. The toilets have an S-trap built into them. That's what keeps the water trapped in there. That keeps the sewer gases and everything else from coming back up. So that's actually built into the toilet itself. So when you lift this thing, if you don't want it to drip, and you pick her up, lean it forward slightly. Now of course, some dripping will take place, but if you lean it forward slightly, it's to keep most of the water in the trap. If you go rolling it back, a lot of the water is going to run right out of the toilet that's still inside the inside of it. One last thing. Now you have the drain holes wide open. So not only can stuff fall in there, but the sewer gases are going to escape because the trap is in the toilet. So, simple fix. Take yourself, and don't skip on this because you want it to be tight. Take yourself a good wad of paper towels, wad them up in a ball like that, and shove it into the top of the hole. Now don't stick it in there so you can't pull it back out because you're going to have to get that out. But if you have the toilet out for any period of time whatsoever, whether you pull it out and you think you're not going to put it back right away, within immediately, to any time frame whatsoever, you want to put that in there because you don't want those sewer gases coming back up and stinking up the house because they really will. If you want to put a new toilet in, the process is basically just what I did, only opposite. Make sure you got good bolts that aren't rusted. Lift the toilet over the spot, line up the bolts, and set it down. If your wax ring is big enough, you will feel it before the toilet sits all the way flat on the floor. So when you set it down, you should feel the compression right there at the last of the wax ring. If you've never felt the compression of the wax ring and the toilet just set down flat on the floor, your wax ring was not tall enough, and you need to get a larger wax ring. Because they have standard size wax rings, they have jumbo wax rings, and sometimes you need to actually add more on top of that, depending on how tall your floor has been built up around the drain hole. So I hope you like those tips. I hope that helps you with taking your toilet up. If you like that, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll have links down below to my Facebook page. Thanks.